Hello, I'm Greg Solomon. Now, folks, I watched a couple more videos of Mr. Renetto. One of the videos was with that cupcake. This was after she had already booted him to the curb, kicked him to the curb, but somehow they were talking about different things, including the relationship between the two of them. For some reason, Mr. Renetto opted to videotape it and upload it onto the internet, so therefore it's fair game for my perusal and my commentary. And in this video clip, as he's talking to Miss Cupcake, who I might remind you is 32 years old, he expresses his feelings that one of the things they need to talk about is some additional needs that he requires from the relationship. Additional needs that he requires from the relationship. Now, keep in mind, Mr. Renetto is between 55 and 60 years old. If you look at his biological age, well, he's easily pushing 70. Whereas Cupcake is 32 years old. He's between 55 and 60, and he looks every bit of it, and then some. Add about 10 years to that. And she's 32. And he says they need to talk about, one of the things they need to talk about is requirements that he has to meet his needs. Now listen, folks. As I said, his Cupcake is 32 years old. She, during the time they were together, she's made her womanhood accessible to Mr. Renetto. Just so there's no misunderstanding and yet still keep my conversation decent, let me expand upon that. Miss Cupcake, 32 years old, was allowing 55 to 60-year-old Renetto to savor and enjoy her young womanhood, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And Mr. Renetto wants to talk about some additional needs that 32-year-old Miss Cupcake needs to meet. Some requirements he has in the relationship. I'll speak directly to Renetto here. Renetto, what, are you nuts? Are you delusional? The hell? Are you on drugs? This is a 32-year-old woman. You're between 55 and 60, pushing 70 biologically. If she's allowing you to savor and enjoy her young womanhood, and yet you think an issue of concern is talking about some additional needs and requirements you have in the relationship. I posit to you, Mr. Renetto, and to everyone out there in the audience who is watching and listening to this, and I'm sure you'll all agree with me, a 32-year-old young woman who is allowing a guy who is between 55 and 60 years old and has a biological age of about 70 and is riding through his neighborhood on his senior trike, she's allowing him to, well, to savor and enjoy her young womanhood. You know what I'm saying, people? I know you do. And he wants to talk about additional needs and requirements? Mr. Renetto, I posit to you that this 32-year-old woman has gone above and beyond what needs to be done to meet your needs and requirements. She has been gifting you with her womanhood. This isn't a woman who is your age, 55 to 60, that you just maybe met a month or two ago. You want to discuss what each one of you have as far as requirements within the relationship. No. This is a woman who's 32 years old. I posit to you that she's gone above and beyond what she needs to do to meet your needs and requirements in a relationship. As I said, my God, are you nuts? You should have been walking on air. Instead of worrying about your additional needs and requirements, I tell you what you should have done. Man up, have some balls, and be completely satisfied with what you are receiving. What you should have been doing, Mr. Renetto, is getting on that senior trike and pedaling up to the local florist periodically and sending this young woman flowers with a nice card attached, with a nice message on the card. And every evening, you should have been sending her a text. Maybe even put a little poetry in it. Something like that. Or you say you can't write poetry? It doesn't make any difference if you can't write it. You didn't grow the flowers either, or tend to them as they're growing. You see, women don't care if you can write real good or not. You can just get some poetry from somewhere. And they ask you, well, where's that from? And you can say, well, this is a Shakespeare sonnet, for instance. And he wrote some dandies. Let me give you an example. This is what you should have been sending. In addition to flowers every now and then, in the evening you send a good night text and send something like this. This is one of Willie Boy's sonnets, if I can recall it, if memory serves me correct, and it usually does. If I could write the beauty of your eyes, and with fresh numbers number all your graces, the age to come would say, this poet lies. Such heavenly touches never touched earthly faces. Things like that. She would eat that up. She would enjoy that. You know why? Because you're letting her know that you appreciate her. And appreciate the fact that she is gifting you. Gifting you. Not something that she's required to do or has to do. She's gifting you and allowing you to savor and enjoy her young womanhood. Yeah. She's already done, as I said, gone above and beyond what needs to be done. The rest was up to you. You should have let her know how much you appreciate her See? And womanhood, not only, and even if the woman was in her 50s, even if it was one of those women that you just met a month or two ago, it's the same thing. You treat them the same way. You let them know that you appreciate them. It's not only is womanhood enjoyable, womanhood's also healing. Very healing, Mr. Renetto. Much more healing than that mantra that you chant at the end of each video as you attempt to boost your spirits and make you feel happy and motivated. I guarantee you that womanhood would keep the vast majority of men happy and motivated. They'd be walking around with a smile on their face and a song in their heart, sending her flowers, texts in the evening, and looking forward to the next time that they could be with her. So yes, I just wanted to pass that along with you because, Mr. Renetto, you said in your video that you suggested that you might not be out here for a while. You might lay back from making videos because you're going to concentrate on acquiring a woman to have a relationship with and then working on the relationship. Even though you already have one, I think two. And they both kicked you to the curb. Yes. They don't owe you anything. You think about that. When this video ends, you put your hands back like that and you think, geez, Greg Solomon is right. Well, of course I'm right. I'm always right. I'm as right as rain when I say something. Of course I'm right. She had done all she needed to do. She was the one going out of her way to meet your needs. See? The rest was up to you. And I think you failed. Well, I don't think you failed. I know you failed. And also, folks, I think what might have occurred today, and I don't know, but I just have a feeling, where Renetto woke up this morning and he saw the video in which I gave him a tune-up. I'm sure you folks out there are aware of it. You've probably seen the video by now. He looked at that video and he realized that I had broke his balls. And I think what he did, I think he might have got on that trike probably even before he had his bowl of cornflakes in the morning. Maybe even before he had his coffee. I think he got on that trike and he pedaled over to Cupcake's house. Pulled up in her driveway and knocked frantically on Cupcake's door. And she probably opened her door and says, "Oh my gosh, Renetto, what are you doing here? I've kicked you to the curb already. You no longer have access to my womanhood. You've been kicked to the curb. What part of that don't you understand?" And Mr. Renetto would probably say, or probably did say, No, you got it all wrong. You've got it all wrong. There's this guy out on the internet. His name is Greg Solomon. And I made a video, and within that video, I virtually poked him with a stick. And apparently it irritated him. And he made a video that's over 45 minutes long, Cupcake. And he broke my balls. I need you to help me save face. You need to help me make a video where you say you were okay with that instruction book, and in fact, if I hadn't given it to you, you were planning on getting on yourself. You mean you want me to lie, Mr. Renetto? No, I just mean I want you to help me out of a tough situation, out of a tough bind. I have my ass in a sling, Cupcake, and I think you could help me out. No, I don't want to get involved in any of your conspiracies or any of your diabolical plans or schemes. And I think Mr. Renetto would probably say this. Well, Cupcake, I have in my pocket here a nice, fresh, crisp $20 bill. Now, Cupcake, this $20 bill represents approximately 1/3 of Renetto's net worth. But Cupcake, I'll give it to you if you'll make this video and get my ass out of this sling and help me save face. No, I don't want to do it. Come on, Cupcake, I'll give you $20. I'll give you $20. Come on. No, Renetto, what you need to do is go back out in the driveway, get on your tricycle, and pedal it back to the house that you don't own and that you don't pay rent on, and sit inside and think about what you've done and how you've got your ass in this sling. And don't call me, I'll call you. If I want to. I think that might have been how Renetto's morning transpired. So if you ever see Cupcake out here helping him get his ass out of a sling, well, we know what happened. Hey, we don't know, she accepted Renetto's double sawbuck. Eh? Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. I think she's got more class than that. And had Renetto recognized that class, and had he appreciated the fact that he was being allowed to savor and enjoy the young womanhood of a 32-year-old, then I don't think he'd have any relationship issues right now. I don't think he'd be looking around for anyone else. In fact, I know he wouldn't. But see, his concern was for him. What other additional needs and requirements that he was due? Now, there's the problem, Mr. Renetto. That, in a nutshell, is a problem. I'm going to end this video now. And when I end it, Mr. Renetto, I want you to go to your refrigerator, get a nice cold beer out of it. Sit back in your chair, pop that beer open and drink it, and think about what you've been told in this video. Because pearls of wisdom, once again, have been dropping in this video. And when you hear them, you should reach out and grab them, hold on to them for future reference. Because my pearls of wisdom could prove to be a very big help to you in your future. Until next time, everyone, this is Greg Solomon saying take care.